So, the only difference between the avoidant and the anxious person is that the anxious person is very expressive about the anxiety that they are feeling, but the avoidant is not expressive. Okay, they they create, instead of expressing it through their mouth or with their uh, actions, they're more of like the anxious person is more expressive in the way that they try to, through words they express. Okay, but the avoidant, and action wise as well, but the avoidant is they are anxious as well, but they suppress it. And I feel like the avoidants are more anxious than the average anxious person, or any anxious person. Okay, they are anxious, but they are just not anxious. Okay, they are highly anxious. Okay, if there is somebody who is anxious, you can see that that person is anxious, but the avoidant is so highly anxious that they their anxiety is supposed to be suppressed, or they feel like their anxiety is something that is supposed to be suppressed, and I feel like they are anxious for wrong reasons. Okay, that's why they suppress. Okay, and the anxious person is not anxious for the wrong reasons. They want to know that the other person actually loves them or not. Okay, but the avoidant is highly anxious, or anxious because they want to use the other person. Okay, they know they have selfish intention. That's why they are not just anxious. Okay, because anxious means you um, you understand, or you want to know if the other person is uh, in love with you or not. Okay, you are not having the intention of hurting the other person. Okay, but the avoidant is anxious because the avoidant is selfish. Okay, so and they cannot express it openly to people, that I'm anxious because I want to use this person, but I don't know how to use this person. Okay, because this person is being anxious and it's just triggering me. Okay, and it is not letting me use them, okay, peacefully and calmly. Okay, that is the whole reason. Okay, that is what I think. I mean, I believe it totally, because if you really feel genuine, if you have genuine feelings, or even if you consider the other person as human being, you will be anxious to know if the other person you know is healthy, or taking care of themselves, or whether they love you or not. But if you are you know have selfish intentions, why would you want to know about the other person's feeling? Okay, and that is what the avoidant does. They do not want to know what feelings you have for them, or what you are going through in your personal life. They just want to use you, and that is why they are highly anxious, because all the time they get caught, like when they are they want to use you, and you just catch on to their selfishness, and you question the way they are behaving with you. They do not want to be questioned, because they they know that they are using you. Okay, and that is the reason why they are highly anxious. And highly anxious is equal to, or the highly anxiousness is actually avoidance. Okay, it's not, there is a term, I'm saying that there is a term for highly anxious people, and that is avoidant people. Okay, we are anxious, I'm anxious, or I am anxious in some situations and I'm secure in some situations. That's what makes me human. But the highly anxious person is actually avoidant. Okay, and avoidant people, narcissists avoid your feelings. Why? Because they are using you. They are selfish. Avoidants are also using you. That's why they are selfish, and that's why they are highly anxious. Okay, so thank you. Bye.